Failing to plan is a plan to fail. If you are really looking at changing your overweight identity, I urge you to listen to this video till the end because it will have a ton of value. And at the end, I'll provide you with a free resource which will get you to start building the initial blocks of how you can change your overweight identity. Hi, my name is Dr. Arun Dheer. I'm a gastrointestinal and a weight loss surgeon, and I've been practicing my craft now for over 2.5 decades. See, I'm really fascinated by the connection between the mind and the body. People ask, what changes first? Is it the body that changes first, or is it your mind or your identity? Because your identity actually lives in your mind. The person who you're seeing in the mirror, what you think about that person every day when you get up in the morning, you see that same person in the mirror, you start to develop some opinions, some judgments about that person, and that is what defines your identity. I was really touched and fascinated by this one quotation by Carl Jung, who is the father of modern day psychology, who said that if you do not have the ability to make the unconscious conscious, it will rule your identity and direct your life, and you will call it fate. Now that is so powerful. Let me say that again. If you do not have the ability to make the unconscious conscious, it will rule your life and direct it in a way that you will call it fate. See, a lot of us are we lead life based on fate or luck or destiny. And I believe in destiny, don't get me wrong, but I truly have come to this understanding now that we are co-creators. We play a huge role in the creation of our identity. When patients come to see me who are experiencing long-standing issues with excess weight, one of the key things that is determinant of their long-term success is their ability to shift their identity. And that is one of the biggest barriers which actually determines the long-term success of weight loss surgery. And you could apply this principle of changing your identity to any area of your life, whether it is money, whether it is relationships, whether it is job satisfaction, your physical, your mental health, your spiritual health. You can apply to any of these areas. See, I truly believe in planning, because once you have a plan, you have given your mind a roadmap. You've given your mind a blueprint. All right. And let me give you an example that how conditioned we become as we go through our life, because we do the same thing over and over again, and we wonder, why isn't our life changing? Pavlov was a Russian scientist, and I know I don't want to be talking about Russia in these times, but here is an important piece of learning here. The thing is that Pavlov did an experiment on a dog. Every time he would call the dog for food, he would ring a bell, and then the dog would come, and then he would feed the dog food. So every time he kept doing it daily, and then a point came when he would just ring the bell. And the dog would come and start salivating, because the dog related the ringing of the bell to an association. That means the dog would receive the food. Now, replace this with a person who's been having long-standing weight issues. Every time they get up in the morning and they look at themselves in the mirror, or they may stand on the scales, and what do they feel? They feel defeated. They feel a sense of low self-esteem. They feel a poor self-image. Now, that circle, every time they look into the mirror, stand on the scales, is something which is defeating them again and again and again. Now, this is where courage comes. This is the ability to recognize that and start to reframe this. Because if individuals don't do this, no matter which magical diet they are taking, what weight loss surgery they are having, it will not make any difference. So working on your identity is the key. So, how do you work? Well, you firstly, as I said in the beginning, if you fail to plan, you are planning to fail. With the planning, there are two aspects to it which I want to share with you, and then I'm going to give you a link in the show notes of this video where you can download a 12-month weight loss planner that I'll be putting in the show notes, and you can go straight away. It's a PDF printable downloadable document, and you can print it out and start putting in your plan. See, when it comes to planning, there are two key aspects which I really want you to grab very clearly. One is, what are you focusing on? You got to really get clear on what you want rather than what you don't want. So getting focused on that, whether it is achieving your healthy weight, how you would feel at that weight, how would your daily routine look like, what would be your diet plan or meal plans. I don't like to use the word diet, as you know that, but the important thing is that what are you having with regards to foods, what kind of relationships you're having. All of that begins to become your area of focus on what you want. And the other aspect of the balance is that of the timeline. So the plan includes or has to include a timeline. That means how much time are you going to give yourself to achieve that, whether it is 12 months, whether it is 6 months, and then what would your daily routine look like on a day-to-day basis, weekdays, weekends. This is where your plan starts to become, you become emotionally involved with the plan. And that is the secret to change. The secret to change is not just to make a plan, but you got to internalize it. You got to get it down so that you feel that emotion that, yes, now I can see that clearly, the identity of the person who was overweight at one point in time and is now leading their lives in peak health and wellness, such that they are truly grateful. You have to have this gratitude from seeing where your past was to where you have come today, because that is what helps you uplift your self-image. So I hope you found this video useful. If you did, do share it with your friends and family, and do subscribe to this channel, because that is what allows me to keep going and to be able to serve you on an ongoing basis.